Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to our quarterly Hydrasession happiness event. This is one of our favorite events that we do once a quarter to support you with higher levels of skincare and higher levels of taking care of your skin. And I'm so excited to be on with all these fabulous women today. And we're going to be walking you through your Hydrasession happiness event. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We are excited. So we always like to, as always, do a few legal disclaimers before we get started. Just so you know, if you've never done Hydrasession before, or this is one of your first times experiencing it, we're going to be using several different types of products in one sitting. I'm going to go over in a minute or so the different products we're using so that you guys can be all set. If you have sensitive skin, you may want to just use some things on your hand only, especially if some of these are products that have never actually touched your skin. In a perfect world, you should be doing a Hydrasession after you've done at least 2 skincare beauty experiences with your consultant. Typically, you'll have at least done microdermabrasion and charcoal mask with her, or charcoal mask and facial peel, or at least 2 of the 3 major products we're going to use today. But just in case, we're going to use several different products. If at any point you're like, let me just put that on my hand, feel free to do so. Okay. A Hydrasession is an ultra exfoliating treatment and should only be done about once every 3 months. You'll always get notices. We do this once a quarter, so you'll always get notices when it's happening. Each product can be used individually on separate nights as part of your regular skincare regimen. And as we go through, we'll kind of tell you like what that looks like. We're going to use, of course, all Mary Kay products. So that's what we do. All right. And Mary Kay products are all meant to work together across different lines. But I cannot recommend mixing and trying to do a Hydrasession mixing in other lines. So, for example, if you had a charcoal mask in another line, but everything else was Mary Kay, then instead of using our charcoal mask, using another charcoal mask, we just can't recommend that. We don't know how that will work. So we're just warning you. You should only be using Mary Kay. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. So those are the legal disclaimers. We've got those out of the way. And so we're just excited to have you guys here. We do this regularly because in Mary Kay, it really is our mission to help women feel beautiful in the skin they're already in. We use those products to enhance the beauty and confidence we hope that you already have. And we want to make sure that you have a community around you in your Mary Kay brand ambassador that's supporting you in celebrating the skin you're in and giving you tips and tricks and techniques to help you love it even a little bit more. So I shared with you that we're going to be using products from across all of our Mary Kay product lines. And if you have never done an individualized beauty experience and you hear us mention some things and you want to do an individual experience with your consultant and kind of experience some of these products a little bit more in depth, feel free to connect with her. We've got products for everyone, from our Botanical Effects, which is for our younger girls under 19. Of course, we've got our medicated acne line. We've got our all natural line in our Mary Kay Naturally. We've got a full line for the men. We're going to be using portions of our 2 premier anti-aging lines today. Our Time Wise Miracle Set 3D, which is indicated for women that 20 to 45 age range. And then our Time Wise Repair line, which is indicated for women 45 and over. So if you want any more in-depth kind of usage of these products and experiencing these products, don't hesitate to connect with your brand ambassador, and she can help you kind of connect to use the products a little bit more in depth. Okay. All right, so I want to just kind of go through with you guys as we're getting ready to look at this, everything that we have in front of you, so that if you don't have all this in front of you, you can like run around and go get it. And if you're a Mary Kay brand ambassador and you're joining us this evening, or maybe you're a good customer, just so you know, these are the products we're going to use today that your consultant may have sent you. Some of these samples, most of these samples, you may have a mix of samples or full size. It's all good. Whatever you don't have, you can just skip, but these are the products we're going to use and talk about today. So of course, we're going to start off with our eye makeup remover. If you are mailed samples, this is the one you may not have because the post office does not appreciate when we mail liquid. But we're going to show you this because, you know, we don't do a skincare regimen without kicking off some eye makeup remover. Then we're going to do our Time-Wise Repair Voluform Cleanser. Now, you may already have a full-size 4-in-1 cleanser, and maybe your consultant didn't send you that, so that you're going to instead use the 4-in-1 cleanser. That's okay. But typically in a Hydrasession, we do recommend the Voluform Cleanser from the Time-Wise Repair set. We're going to be using the first step of the microdermabrasion, which is the microdermabrasion refine. We're going to use that as part of our exfoliation. We're also going to use our charcoal mask. We're showing you all full size here, but you may see a little sample that says charcoal mask in your goodie bag that your consultant may have mailed you. You likely will see there's no official samples of the sugar scrub and balm. So you may have yours in a little beauty jar that says Satin Lips 1, Satin Lips 2, something like that. Satin Lips 1 or sugar scrub or something like that. We're going to use that. And then our Shea Butter Lip Balm as well. We're going to use our Revealing Radiance Facial Peel. So you may see that you have samples that say Revealing Radiance Facial Peel. We're going to be using the Hydrogel Eye Patches. This is another one you may or may not have samples if you were sent a sample package of, but we're going to show you how to use that and how that works. And then, of course, we're going to use from our Clinical Solutions line, our Dermacosmetics line, our HA Plus Ceramide Hydrator, and we're going to seal it all together with our moisture renewing gel mask. Okay. So looking at all of this, you may be wondering, all right, Farah, I'm hearing you use the languaging of what is a Hydrasession, but break it down for me a little bit more before we dive in. Like, what exactly is a Hydrasession? What is it all about? And I will tell you, until we started doing this with Mary Kay, I myself wasn't quite clear on what a Hydrasession was, how it works, but it's our version of a very popular spa treatment. It's a layering technique to create a routine that mimics the spa experience with similar ingredients, healthy and safe, and much more cost effective to do at home. All right. Now, because we're going to be layering on several products, as we mentioned at the beginning, if you're just joining us, we only recommend doing all of these products together about once a quarter, like we're doing it this quarter, and we'll be back next quarter and the next quarter after that and the next quarter after that. Right. And we recommend not trying to mix in other skincare lines with this as you're doing it. All right. So some things you may want to have next to you is a pen and paper. We're going to go through a lot of products today. So as you try things and you like how it feels or you have questions, feel free to, you can type your questions in the chat, but feel free to also like write out your questions so you can connect with your brand ambassador. And as always, anything you try or experience today, you can always order directly with your beauty consultant on her website. We offer no contact delivery options. Connect with her so that you can have everything you need to love the skin you're in on a regular basis and do these Hydrasessions quarterly as well with us. All right, you guys, are you guys ready? My fabulous Hydrasession hotties in their boxes, in their various places. All right, you're going to get to meet Hydrasession hotties. You're going to get to meet all our Hydrasession hotties, but we're going to get started and we'll kind of have you meet them throughout as we get ready to rock and roll. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got first. And the very first thing we're going to start off with is our oil-free eye makeup remover. All right, and Christine is going to walk us through this one. So Christine, walk us through our oil-free eye makeup remover, if you would.
All right, thank you, Ferris. So our oil-free eye makeup remover basically says it in the name. It's a dual-phase oil-free formula, gently removes all types of eye makeup, even waterproof mascara, okay? The top phase removes waterproof eye makeup, and the bottom phase removes non-waterproof eye makeup. Because the two phases work together, you should shake the bottle up well, shake, 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 for the product to be very effective. And all you need is a little bit on your cotton swab like so. And you can see I've already removed one eye. So I'm just going to place it on the eye that has the makeup. And dab, dab, dab. Why? Because rubbing equals wrinkles. We don't want to rub, ladies. Every day gravity is pulling down on our skin. So we want to counteract that as much as possible and just dab, dab, dab. Look at that. In just a matter of seconds, everything, eye makeup, grit, dirt, removed.
All right. Love that eye makeup remover. Even on nights, you guys, like today, I didn't really wear eye makeup because I knew I was going to be doing this, but still got a little dirt and dust on my cotton pad just from living in the world. Right. And so no matter what, whether or not you wear eye makeup or not, I think sometimes the name can make people think, oh, if I don't wear eye makeup, I don't need eye makeup remover. No, you do. It's designed to get rid of dirt and dust around the eye area. Even as gentle as the cleanser we're about to use is, it is not gentle enough for the eye area. So we want to make sure we're using a good eye makeup remover specifically formulated for that eye area every single night. Okay. Now we get to actually dive into cleanser, right? And Miss Sandra's going to walk us through as we're going to do our Voluform foaming cleanser. Absolutely love this cleanser. Cleanser is so important. Sandra, take us through it.
Okay, first, first I'll be using the brush, this brush, because it just absorb and makes just such a smooth feeling on my face. So I will be using this, and you'll just need a very small amount to go on here. If you do not have the brush, however, you will get a small amount, about a pea size, and you will dab a little on your forehead, on both cheeks, on your chin, and on your nose, and start rubbing upwards, up and out. Okay. This cleanser gently remove impurity, dulls the skin, revitalize, renew, maintains moisture balance. Yes, contains plant stem cells that assimilate skin renewal, and it's fragrance free, but it feels so good. So I'll start my lovely brush. And as always, do not forget your neck. A lot of us forget our necks. We want nice, smooth skin, neck, and face. So, and we do need water to make sure we spread it and get it foam-like. So please wet your face before you apply the soap. And it's okay if you can dab a little extra water on to keep it looking just like this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sandra. A lot of you may be familiar, if you've been hanging with us and using Mary Kay for a while, with the Form 1 cleanser. And some of you may even be using that today with your Hydrasession. That's totally fine. We technically and generally will use the foaming facial cleanser when we're doing the Hydrasession because it's from our Time Wise Repair line. And this Hydrasession is really designed for high levels of anti-aging. And the products in the Time Wise Repair line and the Voluform complex that's in that foaming facial cleanser is really ideal for when you're doing the Hydrasession. I love it as also a kind of soft intro to the Voluform facial cleanser for those that don't typically use it. It's just so nice and really moisture rich. Did you guys see how we had that nice foam on our skin? So even though I typically am a 3D girl, like I mentioned, you can mix and mingle and match all sorts of products throughout the Mary Kay line. So even though I'm a 3D girl, I will very often use my foaming facial cleanser. I just love how moisture rich. As Sandra mentioned, fragrance-free, no added fragrances, but all the products are plant-based. So you may smell the light fragrance of the plant going through. You can go ahead and gently remove your cleanser as you saw us do. And we are going to keep our face wet and head on to our next step in our Hydrasession, which is our microdermabrasion. Kim, take us through our microdermabrasion.
So, as we are rinsing off that foaming cleanser, definitely make sure that you keep a little moisture on. You can always go ahead and add more if you dried your skin off. We were all just kind of rinsing. So, we want to get our skin wet to get ready for step 2, which is microdermabrasion. Now, this is an exfoliant, and if you've never tried it before, you'll feel it as soon as you put it on. You're going to want in your sample, you're going to want to use, I would say, probably about a nickel sized amount. You could even really justify using the entirety of your sample. And you'll do the exact same thing with the dots: forehead, nose, chin, cheek, and cheek. And you can feel free to very, 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 very gently get just underneath in that lower chin area there as well. Keeping your fingertips nice and moist, we want to just rub that product around and you'll feel those little beads. And what are those beads? Those are aluminum oxide crystals. They are the tiniest little particles. And the cool thing is that they are perfectly round. So they jump on into those pores on your face and scoop out all of the impurities, all of the dead skin cells that collect inside those pores and make those pores visible and make them show up as acne or blackheads or whiteheads. And in the process of scrubbing that top layer of skin and cleansing those pores, we're going to be left with less blemishes from acne or pick and bumps or any of those kinds of things, any of that kind of discoloration that we might have on our skin. And we're going to be left with really radiant, glowing skin. Now, insider, we all much prefer to use our microdermabrasion when we're in the shower because, as you know by now, it's really gritty and it takes a minute to get it off. So I will caution you to take the time that is needed to go ahead and get it all off. And even once you feel like you're done, take the back of your hand and just rub it around on your face just to make sure that you are sure that you got it all off.
Thank you so much, Kim. Now, we promised you that as we went along, we would be sharing with you how do you use this individually, right? So typically today is Monday, and so this is a normal night that I would micro. Typically, as we go through on Mondays, every week I micro, only because we're doing Hydrasession. Are we going to combine it also with doing our charcoal mask and our facial peel and our other masks? But typically only about once a week do I do my microdermabrasion. We're not doing the second step today because we're doing the full Hydrasession, but it comes with a second step, which is a pore minimizer. So after your cleanser, we'll do our micro on Mondays and then do the pore minimizer serum and continue on with the rest of our steps. All right. So I love how Kim mentioned that we typically will do it in the shower and get that microdermabrasion off. But you guys, it feels so amazing, so nice on your skin. Some people like to use the brush too with the microdermabrasion, and you can, but it's very, very strong. So I personally, I don't even have sensitive skin, but I just can't. I don't use the brush with my microdermabrasion, but some people do, and you'll find that they do. Okay, now remember, Hydrasession is divided into two parts. We've got our exfoliating part. So we're in the exfoliation, deep into the exfoliation part, and we're going to wrap it all up with the kind of hydration portion. All right, so what is exfoliation without exfoliating our lips? All right, and so we want to make sure that we are exfoliating the dead, dry skin from our lips as well. And this may be a product you've heard of or used before with Mary Kay, and that is our satin lips. So you're going to go ahead, if you have something that says Lips One or Sugar Scrub or whatever, you're going to open that. You're going to use your pointer finger. And ladies, this is a sugar scrub to get rid of the dead, dry skin on your lips. It's a exfoliant specifically for that area on the lips. Now, Christina and I are in Florida. Sandra and Kim are in Ohio, and so they may use this more in the winter than we do, right? Where it tends to have that change of seasons, your lips getting dry. But still, we use this all the time regularly. I don't necessarily use my satin lips every day, but I do use it regularly. I'm going to leave it on for a couple of minutes right now. while we put on our charcoal mask. Okay. So again, just so you know how we're using this all together, typical Monday, when it's not Hydrasession Monday, I would be doing microdermabrasion. On a typical Wednesday is when I charcoal. So on Mondays, I micro, on Wednesdays, I charcoal. If you're not familiar with our charcoal mask, this is probably one of my favorite products in all of Mary Kay. You're going to notice most of us are going to use a masking brush to apply it. But if you have your sample, you're going to open it up. It's kind of like, just like the picture of the full size. It's a white packet with a green little strip on it. And it says charcoal mask. So some of the things I love about this mask, you guys, is our Mary Kay mask. Every mask, even the peel we're going to use in a minute, is a wipe off and not a peel away. Okay. So there will be no crying, no losing eyebrows, nothing like that. You're going to apply it. It's going to dry and you're going to wipe it right off in a minute. And we're going to wipe off our satin lips at the same time as we do that as well. I absolutely love the smell. I'm very sensitive to smells, but our charcoal mask has honeysuckle, that's what you're smelling, a little bit of mint as well. So you guys will literally kind of feel the mint opening up your pores and pulling everything out. Charcoal actually has a magnetic property to it. If you remember from your periodic table of elements, charcoal has a magnetic property to it, and it acts like a magnet and pulls out all of the gunk that is on your skin, helps to absorb excess oil, reduce shine on your skin. And to me, one of the things that's unique and awesome about our Mary Kay charcoal mask is our Mary Kay charcoal mask has a little bit of navy bean extract, which is a product that's well known and was actually discovered by Mary Kay to support evening out of the skin. So great for hyperpigmentation, marks left over by acne. So a combination of your micro Mondays, your charcoal Wednesdays, and facial peel Fridays, like we're going to do in a minute, is really going to help to even out your skin tone. Now we got to let our charcoal mask dry for a little bit. So while we do that, we're going to give you the opportunity to get a chance to know us and let us know in the comments, if you have not done so yet, who's your Mary Kay brand ambassador and who invited you to be on this evening? We want to get to know you as well. So type in the comments. Love seeing those comments coming through. As you do that, I will introduce myself. I am Farrah Fontaine Felix. I live in Kissimmee, Florida, and I started my Mary Kay business about 15 years ago. When I started Mary Kay, I was practicing law full time. My regular profession, I guess at the time, was that I'm a lawyer. And everybody always asks me, Farrah, how on earth does a lawyer wind up selling lipstick with Mary Kay? Okay. And I will tell you, my cousin who lives in Connecticut calls me one day. She's like, Farrah, I'm so excited. I just started a Mary Kay business. And you guys, I had no idea what Mary Kay was. I had never heard of Mary Kay. I had never used the products. I never washed my face, and I certainly never wore makeup. And if I had an idea of what Mary Kay was, I thought it was like a makeup brand for old women. Okay. And so I just didn't know. Right. And so I decided that day, she asked me to host a Mary Kay beauty experience for her. And I decided to do so. I actually fell in love and purchased the microdermabrasion first. And I ended up going to her national sales director's house to help her get all the items she needed to do her beauty experience she was going to do in my home that day. And you guys, I met her national sales director, who is now my national sales director and all of our national sales directors. At that time was the youngest national sales director in Mary Kay history, the youngest Mary Kay millionaire in Mary Kay history. And she and I had gone to high school together. Okay. And so that day I left her house and I said, I don't know what Mary Kay is all about, but I'm going to give it a shot because I was a very, very unhappy attorney. All right. I was working 60 to 80 hours a week. I felt like I had no time for myself. I had no freedom. I had no flexibility. I didn't get to design my life. And I could only dream of the life that I have now. For 2.5 years, I worked both Mary Kay and being a full-time attorney together at the same time. Then I left the actual practice of law. I went on staff at a law school in South Florida where I was living at the time. And today I am a senior Cadillac sales director with Mary Kay. I have freedom. I have flexibility. I have the opportunity to collaborate and work with phenomenal women like those you see on screen and some of the ladies you see in the comments. And I'm so grateful to have the opportunity for the fun, the freedom, the flexibility, and making 50% on everything that I sell because I love the products. All right, Christine, tell us a little bit about you and how you came to be on this Mary Kay journey.
Yes, Farah. Well, I actually am originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and I relocated to Florida back in 2008. So I started selling Mary Kay on and off for about 15 years, right? I know I don't look like I'm that old, but I am. But I've been consistently building my business for the past 4 years under Farah Firecracker Fontaine Felix, and I am absolutely loving it. Now, by day, I am a director for Miami-Dade County Public Schools, and I love my job. I love helping small minority-owned businesses grow and do prime construction work for Miami-Dade County Public Schools. But when I get home every night and on the weekends, I get to share my pink bubble with these women you see here, plus more, and it's absolutely amazing. I can't tell you how much of a person that I've grown personally, professionally, even family wise. I'm just like, oh my God, was that Christine talking right there? Was that Christine being a shoulder to cry on and not always needing a shoulder to cry on? So I absolutely love this business because of the sisterhood, also because of the products too. Now, don't get me wrong. I was kind of like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to use Mary Kay for a minute. Then I saw the drastic changes happening on my face, and I called Farah. And that was all she wrote.
All right, Christine, the Southern Belle with her little fan there. She's giving us Southern Belle vibes. All right, you guys, our mask is getting nice and dry. So again, like I mentioned to you, whenever you're looking at a mask, you're looking at how easily does it go on and how easily does it come off. And so I love how easily my mask just comes off. So you can go ahead, you're going to wipe off your sugar scrub from your lips and wipe your mask off as well. We actually have all different types of masks. If you have not connected with your consultant, I mean, we could do a whole thing about masks. But one of my favorite masks that we have that's not featured here today, but if you're finding you're having very dry skin, is our Mary Kay Hydrating Sheet Mask. It is actually, today we're going to use all wipe off masks, but we have two masks that you can actually kind of layer on and leave on your skin. That's our biocellulose mask and our hydrating sheet mask. And you can actually see the box of the hydrating sheet mask right there behind Kim. Yep. Okay. So if you have not connected with your consultant for a hydrating sheet mask, connect with her. We also have opportunities where if you choose to host a Mary Kay beauty experience, one of the things you can get for free is a box of those hydrating sheet masks for free for being a hostess, because hostesses are some of our favorite people. So if you have never had the opportunity to host a beauty experience for your Mary Kay brand ambassador, which just means you plus 3 girlfriends getting together either virtually, within a Facebook group, on the YouTube channel, on a Zoom, or of course in person, you can win all sorts of fun, free stuff. And one of the promotions we have going on regularly is where you can earn a box of those hydrating sheet masks. Okay. Aren't you loving how easily your charcoal mask is coming off, you guys? Let us know in the comments how your skin feels after you take that charcoal mask off. Whew, just feels so good. So we kind of really opened up our pores with that microdermabrasion. We're sucking out more from our pores with our charcoal mask. We got our lips nice and soft and exfoliated with that sugar scrub. Now we have a couple things left as we get ready to go into the last parts of our kind of hydrating parts and exfoliating parts. Okay. And so before we get ready to do our facial peel, we're going to do our hydrogel eye patches. Now, these are actually part of the kind of moisturizing steps, and you're going to absolutely love the hydrogel eye patches. Sandra's going to walk us through these eye patches. Christine is going to walk us through these eye patches, how to use them, how to put them on. So Christine, go ahead and tell us a little bit about our hydrogel eye patches.
Awesome, Ferris. So I absolutely love these hydrogel eye patches. They're formulated with moisturizing power of glycerin, and these patches moisturize the skin and help with water loss. It reduces puffiness and dullness under the eyes. It soothes, refreshes, and hydrates the eyes to eliminate dark circles, puffiness, and fine lines. So what you're going to do is, because they're very slippery, be very, very careful not to drop it, but you're going to take the littlest portion of the eye patch in the center of your eye, tuck it underneath, and the widest portion on the edge. And you just pat it to make sure it stays in place. And I love this awesome spatula. I'm just going to take this spatula and get the other iPad on the other eye patch on the other eye, and just be in absolute heaven. You know, I noticed such a difference with these eye patches in my eyes. It absolutely works wonders with under eye fine lines and wrinkles, and puffiness and dark circles. It's just amazing. And I use them twice a week, and it just makes a huge difference.
All right. I love it. And I love, what the hydrogel eye patches come in is kind of like an airtight container, you guys. And they're so jelly. I'm actually opening up a fresh batch to use this evening for a hydra session. And they're just so nice and jelly. And so it comes with kind of like this airlock seal that we put this on, and it keeps everything nice and jelly like you saw Christine use. You have a spatula. There's actually 30 pairs in each little airtight container here. So we're going to use them. We're going to put them on. I like to use them typically on my facial peel Fridays. We're about to do the facial peel as the last step in our exfoliating portion of our experience. And I love using it on facial peel Fridays to kind of protect my eye area from the facial peel, because the facial peel is one of the strongest things. I'll also sometimes use it on charcoal masking Monday, on charcoal Wednesdays. So we'll do that. So Kim is going to walk us through, you guys. It is officially time to put our facial peel on. So Kim, take it away and tell us all about that hydraulic facial peel. It's one of our favorite products.
So this is my favorite of all of our supplements. So you're going to open up the packet that you have, and you'll probably want to go ahead and use it all. Once again, we're all using our brushes because, it's a lot going on here, and we're running tech in the background and all of the things. But you can go ahead and put it on with your fingers. It's not going to hurt you. It's just going to make everything really, really nice and soft and smooth. So this is hands down, without a doubt, my favorite supplement. And there's a fun story that goes with this. And so many of you have heard this fun story. When I first found out about the Revealing Radiance facial peel, I was like, oh no, absolutely not. Everything in the name just sounded scary and ouchy and just all of the things. And I've got really, really sensitive skin. And so I just refused to do it. And once I kind of did my own research, which I am prone to doing, to figure out what in the world are these ingredients? What is glycolic acid? How does this work? What is it derived from? And all of the things, I realized that this was actually going to end up being a very, very moisturizing, very gentle, but incredibly effective exfoliant. And it has definitely held true to that. So glycolic acid is actually an alpha hydraulic acid. And all that really means is it's plant derived. It comes straight from a vitamin source. So it's not anything like battery acid or some kind of something you would put in your car or anything scary and horrible like that. But what it's doing is it's very gently breaking down those dead skin cells. Now, we already kind of went in with our physical exfoliant, our microdermabrasion refine, and that did a great job of not only sloughing off that top layer of dead skin, but also going in and scooping out those pores and making them nice and clean and gorgeous. But what the Revealing Radiance facial peel does is it goes the extra mile. So in addition to very gently getting that top layer off, it also gets down 3 layers into our dermis, into our skin. And it really just kind of naturally and gently dissolves any dead skin cells that are kind of in there holding on because they think it's not their turn because they're not on top. Au contraire, dead skin cells, you're coming off tonight. And that is what makes this so wonderful. Again, it's a what rinse off. It's probably a little bit tingly when you first put it on. Tingling is perfectly fine, burning, not so much. So, but the tingle is really just it beginning to do its job. And once you've left it on for 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, it won't be tingling quite that much anymore, if at all. I don't even feel it anymore, and I do this quite regularly. So it's just another exfoliant. It's actually in our Time Wise Repair line, which is formulated for ladies who are beginning to see signs of aging. So that's another kind of feather in its cap. We know that it's moisturizing and we know that it's gentle because it's in that line. And we know that as we get older, we are taking extra special care of our skin as it is growing more delicate.
All right, awesome. While we wait for our facial peel to dry, Kim and Sandra are going to share a little bit of their Mary Kay journey. So, Kim, why don't you go ahead and share a little bit of your journey?
I would love to. So obviously I'm Kimberly. Kim Brown's my name and skincare is my game. As Farrah mentioned, my rectangle is here in the Cleveland area in Ohio. By day, for the last 13 or so years, I have worked for Cleveland Public Schools, which is one of the largest urban school districts in the state of Ohio and quite frankly in the country. And I work as an arts administrator and have some student facing work as well. That's a whole lot of words to say I have a great big old job. I have a great big old job. And when it's time for me to really get in there and get to working and producing events and all of that, it's a full body experience. I'm all in. I'm 60, 80 hours a week. It's the kind of job that you just don't leave. You know, you come home from work and you're still, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, because there's so many people counting on me and depending on me. I guess I'll say Mary Kay found me during the pandemic. There was some uncertainty in my spirit about whether or not I would be able to continue to be employed, because, you know, once we realized that this was not in fact an extended spring break, that we were really in this for the long haul, and whatever that meant, it was very uncertain at that time. It occurred to me that I needed to start thinking about having a second stream of income. Now, I was not actively looking for a second stream of income by any means, but I did find myself on a Zoom at a beauty experience, completely reluctant to participate in any way. I already had what I thought was the perfect skincare routine that I had carefully curated and researched. I had absolutely zero interest in buying anything else, and I had even less, if there's anything less than zero, it's a negative number, interest in selling anybody anything on any day for any reason at any time. And I sat on that Zoom and listened with my eyes rolled and my lips twisted and sitting back on my couch. And I heard a few things. I heard freedom. I heard flexibility. I heard sprinkle Mary Kay in when you can, where you can, how you can. I heard 50% commission on every single product sold from day one until day forever. I heard these ladies will help and guide and walk you through every single step of the process. And I heard the cost to start a business was something that if I dropped on the street, I would be okay. And I thought to myself, why not take a chance on me and see if this could turn into something? Because if not, guess what? I have 12 months and the company will give me back 90% of what I spent on any inventory that's unused and unopened. So for me, that was like a deal that I could not refuse. It's been almost 3 years, and this has been the joy and the blessing that I did not know that I needed. And I will never, ever walk away from this journey, this ministry, and this blessing that I have been given to myself, and that I am subsequently able to give to my sister team members, as well as my customers who are now my friends.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, Sandra, tell us a little bit about you and how you came to be on this Mary Kay journey.
I'm also in Cleveland, Ohio. I work in the healthcare field as the activity coordinator with elderly and people that's mental in some capacity. Well, when I'm finished with my 9 to 5 job, I get to come home and I'm in person or on Zoom with beautiful ladies as you see on the screen. Well, similar to Kim, my journey of Mary Kay, it found me. A friend had a party and she invited me, and I reluctantly went because I got to do a little facial, something I normally do not do. So went there and we did the facial and we got a little makeup on, something I don't really do, rarely do. And then at the end, I said I wanted nothing. So my daughter was looking for acne product. And I said, at 50%, I will just have to pay half in the future. So why not? So I bought for her and nothing else. So then I had my second chance to have another party. And I spoke with this beautiful lady, Farah, you see on screen, and her pleasantness just say, okay, if everyone that I met at the party that was a Mary Kay is this like this, and Farah is like this. Okay, so I went through and I did my little product. And when I finished, I was like, I think I want to join. It was that simple. It was not to sell any product because I really talk. So for me to express my feelings and buy this because of this, it wasn't me. So I solely started for the 50% to help my daughter, to help her with her acne and skin, and started a product, love it, and I have a full shelf now off the product, and I'm even wearing makeup.
I love it. You surprised yourself.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I think it is time to take our mask and our eye patches off, Miss Kim.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So the first thing we're going to do is gently take off those eye patches. And when you're pulling, just kind of pull down just in case any of that Revealing Radiance facial peel kind of slipped and slid up under there. You're probably not doing nearly as much talking as we are. So yours are probably sitting perfectly still. And then you're going to just take your washcloth and some of that water that you've got in front of you and just gently wipe. You're going to want to avoid that eye area so that you keep the facial peel out of that eye area, as the hydrogel eye patches did such a marvelous job of doing for us. And so you'll find as you are wiping it off that it's just as smooth coming off as it was going on. A little different from the charcoal mask. You know, of course, the charcoal mask, it kind of got dry. So you got to kind of use some elbow grease to get that off and get all into the nooks and crannies. Now, you do want to make sure you're getting into the nooks and crannies here. Once I stop talking, I'm going to look in my mirror and make sure that I have it all off. If you put on a nice thin, even layer of the facial peel, it'll start to kind of lose a little bit of that color. So this is another one where you want to really just go in and make sure that you have it all off. And I also would caution you that as you're wiping it off, that you want to really just be gentle. We've done a lot so far in this exfoliation phase. And if you're anything like me, I like a facial washcloth that's kind of nubby. But what that does is it adds a little bit of extra exfoliation. And on a day like today, where we are living in our Hydrasession happiness, we don't really need anything extra. So once you feel like you've done a great job of getting all of that Revealing Radiance facial peel off, you're going to go to whatever your consultant sent you for the Satin Lips Lip Balm. Now, again, that might say Lips 2, it might say SL Lip Balm, any number of things, but it's the only other one you have left that has anything to do with your lips. So you're going to take a little bit of that and just go ahead and put it on your lips. Now, I will say that on my journey, really early on in my journey with Mary Kay, this was actually one of the first products that I fell in love with, because I am always, or was at that time, in search of a really effective lip balm. And I had cycled through so many. I mean, I had everything that Target and CVS had to offer, and it just wasn't working. This shea butter lip balm is absolutely spectacular. And what I've learned since then is that one of the reasons why it's so great is because you put it on and you don't have to just keep going back and putting it on and then going back and putting more on. It's actually moisturizing our lips with that shea butter. And what it's missing that so many other balms have in them is alcohol. And we all know alcohol, it dries. That's what it does. It dries out. And that's how they get you. You have to keep putting more on. So I love this shea butter balm. Super duper moisturizing, incredibly hydrating. It actually does a really good job in concert with the scrub of kind of lightening that lip area as well.
All right. Thank you. Now, you guys, we've done the super exfoliation part of the Hydrasession. We did our foaming facial rich moisturizing cleanser. We did our micro. Typically, I micro on Mondays. We did our charcoal. Typically, we charcoal on Wednesdays. We did our facial peel. Typically, it's facial peel Fridays. Usually use the hydrogel eye patches on Fridays. And now we're going to get into the deep levels of hydration part. So that first, putting that shea butter lip balm, rehydrating our lips. Every time you exfoliate, you need to hydrate. And now we're going to use our HA plus ceramide hydrator, okay? It's all in the name. All right, so Sandra, tell us a little bit about the hydrator as we are going to get ready to rehydrate our skin with the HA plus ceramide hydrator. And you're on mute.
Thank you. So HA, as it said, plus ceramide hydrator supports skin's critical barriers. It plumps up and replenish and hydrates the skin, reduce fine lines and wrinkles, protect skins from allergens and external aggressor. So what you would like to do, for me, I usually use squeeze and I get about 4 drops, 1, 2, 3, and just get the forehead area like we did with the other products. We put forehead, chin, cheeks, and then rub it up. Whatever you have on your hand, you can just continue to just spread it. And we go upwards, no dragging down. Every rub we do, it continuously go upwards. And rub until you do not feel it on your hand anymore. Remember, it supports the skin critical barriers. So you want to make sure you get all that areas, every area that we just work on to continue to put back that moisture in, get everywhere around and stay away from the eye, right down here. We want to be very gentle and rub it upwards, everything upwards.
All right. Thank you, you guys. And I love this HA plus ceramide hydrator. It's a relatively new, it's in our clinical solutions line, which is on our Derma Cosmetics line. Okay. And so Derma Cosmetics is kind of the intersection between dermatological level products and cosmetic products. Okay. Our typical skincare line is strictly in the cosmetic. Dermatological are a little bit higher level of anti-aging. And so this falls into the Derma Cosmetics line. When you see anything in our boosters, the HA plus ceramide hydrator is one of several boosters that we have. And the names give you some key kind of elements of the product. So the HA in this stands for hyaluronic acid plus ceramide. It has ceramides. All right. And what does it do? It's a hydrator. So HA plus ceramide hydrator. All right. So we're moving to the hydration portion of our Hydrasession. And so the hydrator, for those that really need a boost of hydration, this is a booster that helps to do that. And we just did that now. And you can use it as often as you'd like. Typically, I actually use it in the morning and the evening. With the boosters, if you're combining boosters and using different boosters, make sure you consult with your consultant so she can walk you through how to properly do that. All right, you guys, we get to kind of close up with one of my favorite products, which is our moisture renewing gel mask. Again, if you've ever hung out with me, you know I absolutely love this mask, okay? Our moisture renewing gel mask, it is the only mask we have that you can sleep in. Again, we're gonna use our masking brush to put it on. And you guys, this mask locks moisture in to your skin. You're gonna feel nice and soft and hydrated. If you choose, you can do one of two things. You can keep this on for about 10 minutes, just like any other mask, and take it off. But tonight, we're all gonna sleep with it. And I definitely like to sleep with it on the nights I do Hydrasession. And typically on Facial Peel Fridays, I will do exactly what we're doing right now, and I'll sleep with my moisture renewing gel mask and wake up nice and hydrated for my weekend, okay? So, of course, like all of our other products, it's plant derived. It's got glycerin, really nice and light, but you can literally feel the jelly-like feeling getting you nice and moisturized. Even if you have oily skin, you guys, after you do something like a facial peel or any of the exfoliating treatments that we did, you know, when you exfoliate, it's great, but you also strip your skin of a little bit of moisture with every exfoliating treatment, with every mask. And so the gel renewing mask as kind of the final step, especially in our Hydrasession, but in any time I do charcoal, facial peel, anything like that, locks in moisture, really restores some of that moisture I lost with my exfoliation, and helps my skin feel nice and moisturized. And moisturizer, you guys, skin that's nice and moisturized is key to helping to keep your skin looking nice and young, right? Think about the difference between a grape and a raisin. The only difference is moisture. And we all want to end up looking way more like a grape than a raisin, okay? All right, you guys. So congratulations on completing your very first, or maybe this is your 10th, Hydrasession happiness with our Hydrasession hotties. Let us know in the comment, what were some of your favorite products that you tried today? How is your skin feeling? While you do that, we have special deals solely for our Hydrasession events. And so I'm going to share with you those special deals so you guys can take a look at that here. So, and this also is kind of going to be a recap of everything that we did. So remember, we did a super exfoliating experience to start out with, and we have our exfoliating products. We have the Voluform facial cleanser. We have the microdermabrasion, the refine. We have the charcoal mask. We have the scrub on our lips, and we have the revealing radiance facial peel. And then we restored moisture and did the nourishing, hydrating part of the Hydrasession. So we had our hydrogel eye patches. We had our HA plus ceramide hydrator. We all just put on our moisture renewing gel mask. And then, of course, we did our shea butter lip balm. Some extras in here that you may want as you're continuing to love the skin you're in. Typically on my Hydrasession nights, I also do my 3-step exfoliating treatment for my hands, which comes with our hand softener, an exfoliant for your hands, and a hand cream. Truly, that is really part of the Hydrasession. We just didn't show it to you today. And then we've got some extra special stuff today. Today, we have a deal where you can get all your exfoliating and all your nourishing products. Typically, if you got them all individually with a travel roll-up bag, it would be well over $300. When you do it today, you get the travel roll-up bag for free and all of your exfoliating and nourishing products at $240. And you guys, think about this. If you went into a spa and got this done one time, you would spend $240 or more on one treatment. When you take home your whole entire Hydrasession happiness bag from your consultant, you can do this with us once a quarter for like 2 years with what you've got in your bag. And then you can use the products individually. Mondays you micro, Wednesdays you charcoal, Fridays is facial peel Fridays as needed. And of course, your facial cleanser regularly. And your consultant can help you round out the rest of your skincare regimen so that you can continue to love the skin that you are in. We are so grateful for all of you that support your Mary Kay brand ambassadors. We hope you're loving how your skin feels. Let your consultant know what, if anything, you loved, any questions that you have. Of course, anything that you want to add to your skincare regimen, she can help you take that home this evening. Hydrasession hotties, thank you for being on with me this evening. We'll see you again next quarter right here, MKPJ Party Monday, the last Monday of the quarter. We'll be here for our next Hydrasession happiness event. Thank you, everyone.